Welcome to Tom Papa's Come to Papa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Come to Papa, your favorite podcast among all the other podcasts. Paul's trying to train Bella right now. He came in, and she was very excited.
She can shake her head left to right.
She hasn't seen you since the Super Bowl. She's just been pining for you.
Did she get to eat any of the leftovers?
She did, yeah. I gave her some of the chicken leftovers. There was the big fried chicken festival. And you could tell she was disappointed as the night was going on that people weren't dropping more than they were.
Biggest chicken I've ever seen.
My Lord. Those breasts were like 5 pounds each.
Hormone chicken?
Too big.
Yeah, they were almost.
Almost too big. I mean, if you cut it up and but fried chicken, you want a little fried skin in every bite. And that comes off and you still got 12 pounds of chicken to dig
Do they
through.
sell it to you by the pound or by the piece?
No, by the piece.
Wow, that's
Whole
a good
chicken.
deal.
I think it was 3 chickens.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's good. Everybody got to go home with some. It was a good thing. But everybody, welcome. We have a lot to talk about, our festivities at the Super Bowl. Go to tompapa.com and look up all of our tour dates. We are cruising around. I've got Valentine's Day in Silverthorne, Colorado. That's right, lovers, Colorado. And then the next night in Boulder at the Dairy Center for the Arts. Then we go up to Ithaca, New York, Paul's old stomping grounds, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Newark, New Jersey.
Tom's old stomping grounds.
Village Underground, we have the live Come to Pop at the end of this month. Millville at the Lavoie Theater, Minneapolis, live from here. My sister's big fundraiser for the City Green Comedy fundraiser for her City Green there in northern New Jersey. It's going to be at Ramapo College this year at the Sharp Theater. That will be on March 7th. We'll be inching to the darkness of March, hoping to get close to spring. It's 60 degrees in New York today.
Really?
Yeah, it's warmer there than here. Bismarck, North Dakota, Fargo, St. Paul, Boise, Dallas. We've been everywhere, man, and we are cruising all the way through June, so make sure you come out and see us. The book is still on sale, of course. Live from Here is up there. Paul's stuff is up there. It's all happening. Thank you for our subscribers to the Patreon account. Thank you for subscribing to help keep us trucking. We have a lot of good supporters, and you guys got to hear the live version of Come to Papa from last month, and now you're going to everybody's going to get to hear that, and you guys will get your bonus podcast as you do every week on patreon.com. And we also would like to thank the people at Casper who are sponsoring tonight's episode. Casper, you guys know who these people are.
The mattress people.
Yeah, the sleep people. The people that want to make you feel good about your life by giving you a good night's sleep. Cleverly designed to mimic human curves. I have a lot of curves. That would be tough to pull off.
Yeah, that's the memory foam.
Side of my bed would be very sexy looking. Normal people spend 1/3 of their life sleeping. So I would say you probably spend 2/3 of your life sleeping.
You would hope.
So you spend a lot of time in there, and you want the good people at Casper to make your mattress for you. Memory foam for quality sleep surface with the right amount of both sink and bounce and a breathable design. I like this part. That helps you sleep cool and regulates your body temperature. I've been waking up just hot, neck sweats, back sweats, peeling clothes off. I go into bed, it's cold, and then by the middle of the night, it's like I'm on a bed of coals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe
It's a weird time of year for California because it's cold like at night, and during the day it's sunny. So you have to have a room that flows with both of those temperatures. So that's cool.
And it's delivered right to your door. And how do they do that size box? And free shipping.
Yeah, I've seen those boxes.
What's that?
I've seen those boxes. That's cool when you just get your mattress shipped right to your door.
Yeah, I know, that is pretty cool.
Instead of two guys in a truck.
You can be sure of your purchase with Casper's 100-night risk-free sleep-on-it trial. 100 nights you can sleep on it, and if it ain't good, it goes back. That would be good. I wonder who gets those mattresses.
And they cut out the middleman, Tom. That's the big thing. You know, those sleazy mattress salesmen they're always trying to catch up with the bookie.
Yeah.
We don't need to give them their commission.
Lay next to you in the store. Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting Casper.com/come-to-papa and using Come to Papa at checkout. Casper.com/come-to-papa. You might as well
I might
be happy
actually
when
do
you're
this.
sleeping.
I'm due for a mattress.
Terms and conditions apply. Well, then you should get on it. $50 towards your select mattress by visiting Casper.com-come-to-papa and using Come to Papa at checkout. And if you're a co-host of Come to Papa, you get probably a free one.
Well, 100-night risk-free sleep on it trial, so that you can't beat that.
Yeah, you'll be in good shape. So thank you to the good people at Casper for helping out for this episode. It was a big Super Bowl. We had a great time during a very boring, lame Super Bowl. Everybody was like waiting for it to kick in. It never really did. We had one score, one touchdown the whole game. You know what it reminded me? It reminded me of when the Devils used to win in hockey, when they would win all their championships playing the trap. They had just this tough defense that would just meet them at the blue line, and it was very effective, but so boring to watch.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Pistons in the NBA. They just played defense and tackled people instead of letting them score.
Yeah, it was rough going. And, you know, it was rough going, and then the ads were so lame.
Yeah.
The ads were so depressing. Like, if you want to see what the world, I tweeted out, if you want to see what the world would look like without comedy, watch the Super Bowl ads this year.
It really was like, I just noticed, from the first class that you take in advertising or like, any kind of like marketing class, it's always about like sex and getting noticed in comedy, and all these commercials just took out all of that. There was no hot girl, there was no cute guy, there was no nothing.
No, it's like, here it is for people that want to pretend that they're not human beings anymore.
Right.
And the only part of being a human being is to be sad. Really. I mean, it kind of is similar to the let's take Kevin Hart out of the Oscars thing.
Right.
It's like, look, you want to just strip comedy out because one or two people are not going to like it. You're going to end up with this dark, saccharine world. I mean, come on. This is what happens when you don't have the ability to laugh at yourself. And with Kevin, it was like, okay, he made a mistake, and then he corrected it. He was part of the zeitgeist. As we've talked about before, it was in the culture. People were making gay jokes at the time. A lot of very well-known and very kind-hearted female comedians were making the same jokes at the same time. And the great thing that Kevin did was say, I totally get it. I learn. I'm not doing it anymore. And as a spokesman for humanity and a real great person and a very funny, beloved person, to go out there and say, I see that this was wrong, and now let's move forward and do it the right way. That's such a great message. And then to take that guy who did exactly what you would want someone to do and vilify him and say you can't be on the Oscars, and then maybe we should go with no host because comedy's dangerous. It's all right. enjoy it. Enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, because we're still going to be funny, and we're still going to be going to things that are funny,
Right.
and we're still going to laugh and enjoy our life. And if you want to hang out in a Super Bowl with no laughter, and you want to hang out on the Oscars with another repeat of James Franco with no laughter,
Right.
if that's where you want to live, have at it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But my friends, me and my friends are going to be still going to Laugh Town and enjoying the hell out of it. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's well, there seems to be a lot of nobody's quite sure how to accept an apology or how to move on. You know, one of the big examples in sports was a few years ago, Tim Hardaway, who was like an all-star guard, he said the old adage of athletes, like, I don't have any gay teammates. I wouldn't want a gay guy in my locker room. And it was a naive thing and an immature thing. Mm-hmm. And obviously, he was like trying to, keep up his manhood or whatever that kind of thing was. And then, he was kind of, the enemy for a while. Yeah. And now he's become a spokesman for all these organizations. He even started an organization. He was the first guy to call Jason Collins when he came out as the first gay NBA player. So, but you never see that. Right. It's only, there's still people that think he's a guy that's against gay people. So, it's one of those things where you really we need to figure out how to get people, because you should be rewarded. These should be the good stories.
I've already figured it out. And if these people would pay attention, people are a universe unto themselves. Everyone is a complex being. Everyone is this mishmash of life force and beauty and ugliness, and everybody walks around is another sloppy miracle. And it's up for all of us to try and get better. And if all of us were to get better and move forward, the whole world would be a nice, special place. It's never going to happen. There's a lot of dark people that end up dark, stay dark, want more dark. And there's a lot of people that want light and try and do that. So when you have people like your example and like Kevin and like a myriad of other people who don't even make mistakes but just are cranking out good, positive stuff from the start, those little universes should be cherished and rewarded, and we should always keep them in our orbit. To try and destroy people, that is evil. And if you are one of the people who thinks that someone like that should be destroyed, when the world can see that this is a good person, that there's a brightness to them, and they are making all the efforts to show you that brightness, if you still want to extinguish it, guess what? You're not fighting on the side of good. You're fighting on the side of evil. Yeah. And you are using someone's mistakes to destroy them, to change your position in life. And I think the world is starting to see that some of those people are very manipulative and evil. And you should be called out as part of the dark, and the light should be celebrated. I know it's very Star Wars-ish, but I really believe that's the case. And I think that wins out overall. I think, hey, remember when Ted Danson showed up in blackface? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He was dating Whoopi Goldberg at the time. They went to the Friars Club. He came out in blackface. Right. It was horrible. Everyone was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I thought it was the Friars Club, and my African American girlfriend thinks it's funny." And everyone was like, "No." And he apologized. Imagine if that happened today. If under the terms of today, he would have been destroyed. Now, Ted Danson is a person who we knew had light to him. And we wouldn't have had him around all these years. The world would have been worse off. Yeah. For having not had Ted Danson around. It was a horrible thing, and we used him to make an example. And some people didn't get it, as in the Virginia governor. But the fact is, if there is light the whole point of forgiving somebody is because you know that they're good, and you're going to give them the chance to not be as good as they were, but even better.
Right.
And that's what forgiveness is all about. That's the name of the game.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with, with not only social media, but just everything's documented. So, like, you used to read about these guys that could lie about their resume because there's no transcripts from the 70s, or there's no... they couldn't verify with anybody that this guy actually went to school here or something like that. Now, everything's documented.
Yeah.
They've got hundreds of pictures of you in every club.
Yeah.
Every one of your grades, so there's no...
Right.
Any mistake you make is documented.
Yeah, and you think, like, some kid isn't going to do something goofy at a party or do something along their way, and, like, 20 years from now, he's going to be running for... or she's going to be running for some office, and that stuff's going to come out. You're going to have to learn to forgive.
Yeah.
Because human beings, that's how you evolve. We show up and we're crude and we're weird, and you learn how good manners and to be kind to people, and you get all of these things along the way.
Yeah.
They're lessons. No one comes out nailing it down.
And no one's perfect. That's the lesson you have to learn.
Right,
Except
and
for
you make
Sully
mistakes.
Sullenberger.
Yeah. And so, boy, man, oh man. I hate to put too much emphasis on the Super Bowl ads. And we were definitely focused more on them. We needed them is the problem. This was a horrible game. Horrible.
You needed some relief.
Horrible halftime show. Maybe the worst of all time. It was so lame. We were like, please, just give us a laugh in between.
Yeah.
Give us some talking chickens or something.
Yeah.
And nothing. It was just brutal. Just
I have
Saddy McSad.
Yeah, I have a theory. I don't know. What are the 10, what is it? Sloth, jealousy, the 10 commandments?
The 7 deadly sins?
Or is that the sins? Okay.
The 7 deadly sins.
So keep track of how many things. So basically the Super Bowl is Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Who everyone's rooting for because he's so good. That's jealousy, right?
Envy.
and then the halftime shows Adam Levine, good-looking guy who can sing and has millions of people. Everyone wants to crap on that, And it's just like every bad that, you're rooting for stuff because of, like, there's nothing genuine about anybody. They're all just judging people and manipulating. It just shows everything about us. Even spending all that money to get there to be seen at the Super Bowl is
You're saying that the American spectacle is an example of the 7 deadly sins?
It shows just the worst sides of all of us.
To some degree. But then, there's some just the pure competition of it, achievement.
Right.
Excelling beyond what your expectations are as a person,
but that's the problem.
As a society.
It happens in this game, and it happened Sunday. I do believe that they don't play their best. That's not, you know what I mean? These teams get there
because you're too balled up.
It's such a spectacle, and there's such build up, and there's so many distractions that they don't really play. And that's, it happens in the NCAA basketball. That sometimes the title game, everyone's so nervous and nobody really plays their game. You don't really get the best of the teams, and that's always
these things
crappy.
are out of control. When Tom Brady won, and they all came, the reporters came around him at the end of the game on the field.
That was crazy.
It was like 300 people deep of microphones and just jamming this guy. It's like they should hand out 10 passes.
Yeah,
and everybody gets to feed off of whatever news source you got, and a couple favorite ones, to the network that's running it, and maybe Sports Illustrated and High Times Magazine. And the rest of it, you don't need the guy was under assault. That looked like, to me, like the hardest part of the game was dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah, and that's what they say. The guy, I told you that the one quarterback, his advice was put your headphones in and don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Because all you're going to do is be distracted the entire practice, the entire week. So, yeah, it sucks.
Too much. Those things are too gigantic. But look, it is the American spectacle, and we're supposed to enjoy ourselves. And we did our best. We had some good fried chicken. We had some good mac and cheese. I did not make the scones. I made the scones earlier in the week, and then I, to be honest, I was so busy thinking about all the other stuff that had to be made that, or just picked up and stuff. I was so psyched that I was just picking up from the great Uncle Andre's barbecue place here in LA that I was like, this is nice. Normally when I host, I'm cooking 12 things at once. It was like, this is nice and easy.
If this was a medieval times party, scones would be perfect. But
the only thing I made was 7-layer dip.
Dip.
That was pretty serious.
Cookies, fried chicken. It was scones would have been. It wouldn't have even made it into the house.
No, it's a breakfast item.
Yeah,
and but that 7-layer dip was pretty extreme.
I'm not a bean person, but the reviews are good.
It just had beans on the very bottom. You didn't even have to go that deep. You just had to get through the Fritos, cheese, sour cream, salsa, olives before you get to the refried beans.
That was your walking taco, is what they call it.
Yeah, which was great. It actually, rather than making big thing of nachos, just made that 7-layer dip. It was good. Everybody enjoyed it, and it's rich, so it lasts. Like people don't, no, you're not going to eat a ton of it.
But bread though. People were disappointed.
All right, you're going to have to. I'm going to go get you what I made today.
Okay.
And you talk to everybody.
Okay. So Bella's going to go see what it is now, too. But Tom is going to get, I'm assuming it was either pizza or pretzels have been on the list. Trying to think what else it could be besides,
Here you go.
Oh, wow, look at this. It is a bagel.
That is a real bagel.
Oh, I thought it was a donut for a second. This is a bagel.
Yeah.
Nice.
They smell that bad boy.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This is your first time doing that?
First time ever making bagels.
Bella already wants it.
I made it today. Not that difficult. I can't believe I really was expecting them just to be like bread balls.
So how many have you made? How many did you make?
I made 9.
Okay.
Some sesame, some plain.
Yeah.
And how do you normally like a bagel? Toasted, butter, cream cheese?
I'll toast it with cream cheese or, I don't get too crazy into the
Do you want me to toast it with
cheese.
cream cheese or do you want to just bite it?
I don't know. I'll bite it. Did you already have one?
I have. It came out like a real bagel.
Well, we're doing the show, so I feel like I should just try it.
Yeah, you should. They
yeah, it's good.
Right?
Bella wants some too.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, it's really good.
I know. It's a different dough, of course, slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
All-purpose flour, egg, water, sourdough, yeast.
Right.
Plus a little commercial yeast. Sugar. There's sugar in bagels. There's some sugar. Not a ton, but there's a little sugar in there. And I just put them in the mixer and mixed it up that way. Let the mixer do the kneading. Got it all done.
Yeah.
And divide it up into these balls, make them into circles, and then put them in water on the stove, one at a time. Boiling water, bring it down to a simmer, and just put them in there on one side for a minute and a half, flip it, another one for the other side for a minute and a half, put them on the rack. Then if you want to add sesame, take a little egg wash to it, dip them in a plate of sesame or poppy seeds, which I did not have, and then bake them for 15 minutes.
So why do you soak them in the water?
It gives that firm outside to it. Mm-hmm. And because then the inside is still soft and bagely, and then that outside is crisp.
Yeah, this is really good. I'm impressed.
I know, it's pretty great. I really expected it to be like, yeah, this is kind of like a bagel, but it's a bagel.
No, it's good. And it's, the consistency, because that's the thing with like sourdough. It's like, okay, is it going to be hard in the middle, or is it going to be soft, or this is just the same?
Yeah.
Through it seems like it's a lot easier to keep whatever you're going for.
I don't know. For the first time, I was like, oh, man. Imagine if we were the ones
that brought back bagels
to L.A.
Yeah.
That bagel you're eating is not far from...
Oh, it's better than...
the ones down here by... I don't want to name them, but they're from the West.
No, like if you get who's the lady that makes the bagels? Sarah Lee or something like that? Like a store one that's got all preservatives in it? This is twice as good as that.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, there's a couple bagel shops out here that are like, nah, okay. That could... We could make a bagel that would be good enough for L.A. for sure.
Yeah. Could start selling them right in the corner.
Yeah.
Next to the lemonade stand.
Man.
Tom's Bagel Truck.
Papa's Bagels. Now you're talking.
You could have a bagel truck. You're telling me you couldn't drive to the corner of Ventura and Laurel Canyon and not sell 1,000 bagels in a lunchtime?
Oh, come on. And if you made it like a real New York bagel place, like you walk in, it's a little darker, a nice chalkboard menu. You've got the steamy goodness of it, the real tables. Like the places out here, they don't even think of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
They think about like it's all like cold, not inviting.
Well, it's because you can get outside here. That's the way you gotta go is you gotta have it's Tom's Bagel Truck. You put where you're gonna be on Twitter, and then people chase you down like they do with these ice cream trucks.
Yeah, man.
Make 100 a day. I bet you sell them. Of
all the stuff we've been making lately, this is the most exciting, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. This is almost like why I love soft pretzels. It's kind of the same like density, I guess.
Yep. It's got a little bit of those elements to it. I mean, the pretzel goes into a bath at the end that's has baking soda in it.
Yeah.
So it's like fizzy, and it makes that really different outside to the pretzel.
Oh, okay.
And this doesn't have that. It's just pure. It's just water.
And then the pretzel, you'd like soak it in butter, or
yeah, you could.
That's what like Wetzel's or one of those.
Oh yeah.
One of those. It's like you can like wring it out with butter now. That's all they do with it.
Yeah. And then you showed up with some at the Super Bowl. You showed up with some cupcakes, which are delicious.
Cupcakes. Your daughter made cookies. Great cookies.
Yep.
M&M cookies.
And then she forgot an ingredient in the brownies, and that looked good, but apparently people couldn't eat it.
But then the best entertainment we had was their videos after the Super Bowl was over. They make a video every year at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the kids do a video every year, and it's pretty sophisticated. It's got music. They edit it. They put the whole thing together. That would
some special effects.
That would take us a week to do. They did it during the length of the Super Bowl because they don't really care about watching the game so much.
All right, that was better than any commercials.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was definitely better. Definitely funnier. Most impressive. Oh, here they come now, back from school. My daughter carries like 17 bags with her, and then a whole bunch of stuff in her hands.
Did they have the bagels yet?
No. Well, let's tell her when she comes in.
You're going to be jealous.
I know. Shar!
Guess what we made?
You want a bagel?
They're really
good.
They're
really good, Shar. They came out great. Toast it. I would say toast it.
We might end up out of comedy altogether and just be selling bagels soon.
Oh, man. That would be... what a treat that would be. They came out great. You're really going to like them. Will you go butter or will you go cream cheese?
I'm just eating it dry.
He's just eating it like a duck. Like a duck at the pond that we just fed. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It came out pretty nice. Why do you carry so many things from the car? You've got like bags and bottles and...
I had my lunch, my dance bag, and I thought I needed to bring my stuff for the choir concert, but I couldn't. But I didn't have to anymore because I
came home. Right. We have a big choir concert tonight.
What equipment do you need for that? You just bring your voice.
Yeah.
Like shoes and clothes.
You don't need shoes for choir.
It's a special kind of singing.
Choir shoes?
Special kind of singing. Well, go eat that bagel. It's going to be good. It's going to be nice and toasty. I'm going to Colorado, as I said, which is Silverthorne, which I didn't realize is kind of close to Vail.
Oh, yeah?
It's like if you were to start in Vail and drive towards Denver, it would be an hour and a half, like in between.
So you're going back to the snow.
Yeah, going back. It'll be fun, though. Boulder's a good town.
Are you going to try to ski?
No, I won't have time. I won't have time to blow out my knee.
I'm telling you, I can't believe all these guys. They showed that Mahomes, the quarterback for the Chiefs,
Yeah.
he's playing pickup basketball with like just a bunch of guys out of college. And I'm
That's
like,
how Aaron Boone ended his
I'm
career.
sure the owner of the Chiefs wasn't very happy about that.
There's probably a rule against it.
Well, yeah, a lot of those guys in their contracts, they have that they can't do any kind of competitive sports other than like official team things and stuff. But apparently he was like a great, he did look pretty good. I guess he was a great high school basketball player, and I think he played baseball too.
Yeah, I think he could have played one of those professionally.
But then there's a guy, John Wall, who is like he's an all-star point guard in the NBA. He got hurt like earlier this season and apparently he fell and tore his Achilles on his other leg
Oh, my God.
while he's recuperating. So now he missed this whole season. Torn Achilles is 1 year. Still, even in this day and age, it's a full year.
Yeah, there's no avoiding it.
So that's crazy. Like, could you come back from a ruptured Achilles at your age, Tom?
No. Remember when
I think you just go in the wheelchair after that, right?
Remember when I rolled my ankle when I was running? It's still not 100%.
Yeah.
And it's been a month and a half.
Takes forever. My dad tore his Achilles.
Oh.
And it was when he was playing basketball, and you feel like somebody threw the ball at his leg. That's what he felt. Because your tendon just goes up like a lampshade. Or a window shade there.
Jeez Louise. That's brutal.
I don't know why this reminded me of that, but I saw the Laurel and Hardy movie.
Oh, which one?
The Stan and Laurel, I think. Or Stan and Ollie.
The new one about them.
Yes.
Yes. What'd you think?
It was... I will say this. It was amazing. Because is it Steve Coogan that plays?
Yeah.
Man, he looks exactly like... They both look exactly like him. You can still tell that John C. Reilly is in there, but it's pretty... Like, he's got some pretty extensive
he plays...
makeup.
He plays Hardy?
Hardy, yeah.
Oh,
But
I didn't know
Steve
that.
Coogan, like, there was one thing where I almost thought that they put, like... the actual like face on him or something because he's like exactly like him, even the hair, everything.
Wow.
So
was it good?
it was pretty good. It's basically like after their career's over, they did like kind of a final like live tour, just performing, which I guess they had never done.
Oh,
I think one of them did vaudeville. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's the whole thing about like comedy teams. It's like, what do you do when the one guy wants to retire or do something else? It's like Cheech and Chong, you know, like they didn't do anything for 20 years.
Jerry said that the thing he liked the most about it was that they worked until they died.
Yeah, I mean, that was, you know, it goes through the whole thing of, you know, they're a little bit older and they're looking up at the Abbott and Costello posters and, you know, they're the kind of, oh, we didn't know you guys were still alive or we thought you were retired kind of thing. So I'm sure there's always that.
Right.
You know? That's why I got to keep going out there, man. You can't just disappear for 10 years and think people are waiting to see you.
What's the name of it?
I think it's just Stan and Ollie.
Yeah, I didn't get that as a screener. I should go see it.
Yeah, I think
did we talk about that? How I've been watching some of them lately?
No, which one did you see?
I forget the names.
What'd you like?
All of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought this was the weakest year in a while.
No, I mean of Laurel and Hardy movies.
Oh, okay.
No, Turner Classic was running a bunch of them. I think.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant, screeners.
No. That I've been watching Laurel and Hardy. And it was
Okay.
and it was so damn funny.
Yeah?
Oh, my God. And, I think our generation, it was Abbott and Costello. Like, we ran into them in, like, old repeats, but it didn't go back as far as Laurel and Hardy for some reason, right?
Well,
like,
did they do
you remember watching any of it?
Well, I mean, the one that I do remember as a kid is the March of the Wooden Soldiers was like a full feature-length thing, but I thought they had maybe not made that many full... Like
They
did a lot
but
of
they were
shorts,
perfect.
right?
They were like an hour each.
Oh, okay.
So great. And just really funny. I mean, I'm just watching and they're kind of like sleepy and stuff, and then they just come and tag you with this great, like, just they lull you into like forgetting about what's going on, and then boom, someone comes flying through the window.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's shocking and surprising, and it's so well written, and it was I just kind of had this resurgence. And I told Seinfeld that I was watching it, and he's like, how did you not know that from the beginning? They were the ones. He said if the Mount Rushmore of comedy would be Laurel and Hardy, the Marx Brothers, and W.C. Fields, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he's like, Abbott and Costello, they were fun and whatever later on, but no one was better than Laurel and Hardy in his opinion. And man, watching those old movies was just like, oh my God, these guys were so damn funny.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Well, they had the great voices too. Like that's one of the things that I don't know what that accent is. If it's like old New York City accent, it's like the mudda fada, like the the whole like it's this periodical thing that like people try to imitate, and John C. Reilly had it perfect.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he did that film. That's amazing.
He's wearing like tons of makeup, especially for the older one.
With his little Hitler mustache?
Yeah, he had that, and then but Coogan was great. I gotta say, he sounded exactly like him too. That was the whole thing, is like the movie was kind of just a slice of their lives, but for characters, I would imagine they would get nominated for something, but maybe it's not serious enough for for an Oscar thing, but both of them were really good.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that was the thing, that they went to, they were famous here, and then they went to Europe to do like all these live shows and like all these public appearances and stuff like that. So they kind of did like a final thing where they felt like they were starting over again, but that was kind of fun for them. So.
And what year was that? Was that?
Let's see. 37 was when they were big, and then this is like, I think he died in 57 maybe?
Years active, 1927 until 55. Wow, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's crazy. And it was the whole thing about the contracts. The one guy had like 2 years left and the other one didn't. And then Hardy had like a year left, and they partnered him with another guy for like one movie.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. It was the Hal Roach thing, like, because they didn't make any money.
Yeah.
They're like, millions of people are seeing the movie. We don't have any money.
Hal Roach would take all the money?
Well, yeah, they just had like studio contracts, so they get paid $500 a week or something like that. It wasn't per movie or how well the movie did or anything. So
107 short films, feature films, and cameo roles. Stan Laurel.
Because that's what they did, right? They would just, even until like the 70s, they would give you like 4-picture deals or 3-picture deals. It wasn't based on how much money the movie made.
Right.
It would be like, you got, $500,000. We got you under contract for 4 years or something.
32 short films, silent films, 40 short sound films, and 23 full-length feature films.
Oh, so
what a career!
Well, that's the thing is, so Jerry doesn't think Chaplin.
Yes, it wasn't W.C. Fields; it was Chaplin.
I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Chaplin, Marx Brothers, and Laurel and Hardy.
I think Laurel said that Chaplin was the other guy that was as funny as them because he had done something on vaudeville. So that would have been a show that Laurel and Chaplin do a show together.
Right.
That would have been pretty cool to see.
God, just funny, just pure, just try and make people laugh.
And just always, and that's supposedly what he did, is Laurel was the writer. You know, it was almost like the Chris Farley thing, like Hardy just showed up.
Right.
And then Laura would
Laurel's-
work all night writing stuff and here, try this, here, try this. Hey, do you want to run the lines? Like, no, I just want to relax. And so supposedly he kept writing, because I think he kept writing for 8 years.
After he died, after the other one died.
Yeah. He just kept writing more material, more movies for Laurel and Hardy.
Amazing, isn't it? That's what Jerry really liked the most, that he just kept writing even when... just because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Your partner's dead. Doesn't matter. That's what I'm supposed to do. Just keep on working.
And
writing.
when their wives came to visit, they're like, "Hey, do the door bit." He was always wanting to do something funny in public, but he wasn't necessarily always. He didn't seem like one of those super energetic, always on guys. He was just very subtle.
Yeah. Oh my God, subtle to the point of almost being invisible at times.
Yeah,
he'd just be so small, and then boom, something would explode. And then then Hardy would just come barreling through the front door with no pants on. Oh, it's
you should see that. I don't know if there is. I don't know if
you saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
Are you going to see Van Morrison tonight?
I don't think so, unless it falls into my lap or his Uber driver ends up taking me.
I'm going to a choir concert.
Are you?
Yes.
Uh,
Char, did you eat it? What do you think? It's good, right? Like a real bagel.
better than a restaurant?
Nice. Good review.
Van Morrison, the cheapest ticket down to $153. We're still well out of the price range. So
Yeah, they announced the Hollywood Bowl calendar today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Anything good?
I don't know. I just heard it on the radio. They were talking about like the world stuff. Like they bring people in from all over the world, like some series like that.
Any of your legends that you need to see?
Like Hugh Jackman.
I wouldn't say that. Well, the big one is
Harry Potter in concert.
The big one that I have marked down is, I don't know which, it's either July or August. Paul McCartney is doing Dodger Stadium. So that's a big one.
Cyndi Lauper with orchestra.
Like she should always be.
Yeah.
How do you play Girls Just Want to Have Fun without an orchestra?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, you missed that on New Year's Eve.
Ooh, this one your lady friend will be excited about. Michael McDonald and Chaka Khan.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one. Gypsy Kings.
That seems like a weird mix. Dead and Company.
I'd like to see some of this classical music.
You won't see The Dead with John Mayer?
Nope.
Why not?
Not interested. Herbie Hancock.
Nice. Oh, here's a good one. Santana and the Doobie Brothers.
Ooh, good for who?
What?
I think Gladys Knight was the best thing of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, she was pretty amazing.
She was classy, great start, and then it just went into the toilet.
And for the bets, that they always bet how long the anthem is going to be.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like 130 something. And I don't know if you remember, she repeated the last line twice. So there was a discrepancy. Because she said, in the home of the brave, and then in the home of
Oh,
the
really?
brave. Like she repeated it. Instead of doing like too much of the,
Belting
making
it
her
out.
own thing. Like she repeated the last line twice. So everyone was like, well, she finished the song. I was like, well, she wasn't done singing. So it's officially, so I think the over people won on the national anthem bet for the
That's
Super Bowl.
Hilarious. That's so perfect. All right, we got to get going. I got to pack up. Oh, before I go there, I'm going to the Cayman Islands for just one night.
Jeez. Look at this guy.
Yeah, before I go up into the cold mountains, I will be. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have your
Long
Cayman
flights,
Islands
a couple
clothes on.
flights, and then maybe I'll get to sit on the beach for a day.
I want to see Island Tom. I want to see Cayman Island Tom coming back in Crocs.
It's just a very white, hairy person with a book.
No, you're gonna have like board shorts and martini glass
I can't
shirt,
because I don't have to pack much clothes. I could pack like that. I could pack very light.
bucket hat.
Yep. And bring in narcotics.
No, you have to open your bank account in the Cayman Islands. That's the big thing.
That's right. Whatever they pay me, I'm going to just start an account there.
Get your Casper mattress loot and bring it down to the Cayman Islands.
All right, for all you Patreon folks, your other podcast is coming shortly. For everybody else, thank you for listening. You guys are the best. And we'll talk to you later. Enjoy your life.